This week, I would like to make over my mantle. I think this will be the third time that I've done that, but I'm just not yet satisfied with the way it looks. Lately, I've just been thinking that it really needs a pop of color, and I just can't seem to get that out of my head. So I'm going to paint it, I think like a teal blue. I really like this inspiration photo that I found on Pinterest, and I think that it'll go really well with the baby blue walls that I have in the living room. I also want to do some spring cleaning. There is a closet right next to the mantle that just has so much stuff in it. It's mostly boxes that I need to break down, because I keep all my boxes, the big ones, in case I need to move. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to venture out and find some decor pieces for the mantle. So I got all of these things at Value Village, and they have worked fine, but it just wasn't really what I was envisioning long term. I may end up getting maybe some brass items and doing like a funky wallpaper on the top of the mantle, or a really nice landscape painting. This was a dining room. It is now basically my office. In the fall, I moved my desk out from my bedroom into this area and got rid of my dining table. It's just me here, so I don't really need a dining table. And it is so much warmer in here to work. So I'm gonna keep this as my office area. And then I have a bookcase over on this other wall, but it's cluttered right now because I have nowhere to put all my miniature stuff. And I feel really bad to like get rid of it because I put so much little, time and effort into making all of these little scenes. So I just have them out on display. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm going to tidy that up and then put the miniatures in this closet. That looks a lot more tidy. I can actually put some cleaning stuff in there, like my vacuum and my mop and my shoes. This apartment is over 100 years old, and you can tell by the many layers of wallpaper. This is all the stuff that can go. And that hula hoop is from the dollar store, and it's not a good hula hoop. I can hula hoop. I promise you I can hula hoop, but that's a faulty one. It's faulty. It's not me. Good morning. So I am just getting ready to go back to the hospital. I got a call from the surgeon yesterday afternoon, and he wants me to come in and sign consent forms for the surgery that he wants to do. I was supposed to be waiting for an MRI to see if I have any torn tendons in my shoulder, and he decided to skip that because he saw my last x-ray and said that the calcium deposit is getting much bigger, and basically wants to do surgery sooner rather than later. I don't quite know exactly when that's going to be, because the waiting list for surgery here in my province is like a year and a half. So I don't know if there's like priority surgeries that kind of get bumped ahead. He kind of made it sound like he wanted to do mine as soon as possible, which is awesome news, but at the same time, I'm like really terrified. I started panicking last night because I think it's just like really real now that I have to go sign these forms. And I've also been watching videos on how the surgery's done and how they remove the calcium and how they repair the tendons. And it's a lot more involved than I thought it was gonna be. I've never been put under anesthesia. Can't even say it. Anesthesia? I can't say it. And then I have to have my arm in a sling for a month. I can't move it. So I've been watching like tons of videos on how people do day-to-day things living alone after surgery. I think the thing that's scaring me the most about all of this is when I watch the surgery, they have to put in like these metal, I don't know the terms for it, but like almost like anchors to sew your tendon into, and they have to put them into your bone. And I think that it's freaking me out that I'm gonna have metal drilled into my bone. But it's not heart surgery, it's not brain surgery. I know that it's very routine, but I am an anxious little piglet. I'm gonna go do that today, and I think afterwards I'm going to go pick out some paint for the mantle. So yeah, I'm gonna go do something scary and then go reward myself. This is gonna take a few days. Good morning. Mwah. She loves being held so much. No, she doesn't. So this morning I am just doing the first coat of around the trim and the more detailed areas. I feel like it's looking a little more navy on the camera, but I promise it's definitely teal in person. I always second guess that first coat of paint, but you have to trust the process and don't judge it until you've fully covered it. Today, I'm gonna go treat myself to a movie. They have, what are you doing? She's biting my fingers. Are you hungry? Please don't eat me. A cat will eat us. So today I think I'm gonna go to the movie theaters because we got new reclining seats, which sounds silly to be excited about, but we've never had those. And then I think I'm going to gather some supplies for my surgery. When I met with the surgeon the other day, he said that he was actually putting me on a fast track list. Normally it would take a year to get the surgery done. He's thinking that it'll be more late spring, early summer. And I would normally get a month's notice, but he said I'll only have 1 or 2 days notice. So I want to make sure that I have everything here so I'm not running around in those 2 days, because I probably will want to get my apartment cleaned up and some groceries. I've basically been waiting 6 years for this to happen, and it just feels like it's happening really fast. So I'm gonna go gather some more supplies today, watch a movie, and then tomorrow we will decorate.
I know, it was the first time too.
Yes, sir.
From Halloween, right? Seeing all the kids and still dressed as Ghostbusters. It's really a cool thing to.
So I am just waiting for the paint to dry. I definitely like it a lot more now that I have the second coat on. And I got everything that I needed to get yesterday except for a wedge pillow. So I'm going to be ordering that offline. They didn't have one in store because apparently I'm going to have to sleep on an angle. And I picked up some Velcro. Basically what I'm going to do with the shirts is I'm going to cut the top a little bit wider, and then underneath the armpit area, I'm just going to cut the whole way and then sew a piece of Velcro so that I can just slip it over my head easily and then Velcro the side. I am so excited though about this piece of clothing that I found. It'll probably remind you a lot of the tapestry that's behind me. It is a skirt, but it's also this beautiful portrait of some birds and this tropical scene. And I don't know what style to call this. I should probably look it up, but it just looks like a tapestry that I can wear as a skirt. And on the back too, it is the most beautiful piece of clothing I've ever seen. And it was only $40. I think These are my favorite parrots, cockatoos. I like to paint them. They're very cute. And I love their little cheeks with the little yellow on their cheeks. And it looks like it'll be a lot of fun to twirl in. There were 3 on the rack when I went in the store, and when I left the store, there was none on the rack, so. But the brand is Rachel Zoe, and I found it at Winners. So I'm feeling prepared now to get called into the hospital. If there's anything I'm forgetting and you've had surgery yourself, please let me know. I know that icing it is really important too to keep the inflammation down. I do foresee though a lot of food delivery. Which I'm kind of excited about. I did end up picking up some brass items, and I also picked up that big spring painting. It just has a very serene feeling to it, and I think it's gonna be a nice light landscape that'll go against that pop of color. So I'm excited to finish it.